is it about the glittering substance known as gold?
Friday, February 19th.
Could gold have a special power? Something that draws us to it and compels us to hold it, own it, even wear it? Well, that is what we'll try and find out.
That was the voice of Emmy Award winner, two-time 2005 Golden Globe Award winner, Prism winner, Golden Raspberry Award winner, the Saturn Award winner. I mean, he's won so many awards, he probably don't have a shelf to keep them, but I know him as Captain Kirk. He's been on the show a ton of times. I love to say that I know this guy. Please welcome William Shatner to the show. William Shatner.
Hey! Thank you. That's the best introduction I've had this morning.
I thought it would be a lifetime.
Where are you guys broadcasting from?
Okay, so that's an interesting question you asked, Mr. Shatner. I'm in Harlem. Okay. Heather,
hi, Mr. Shatner. I'm Heather. Again, good to hear your voice. I'm in New Jersey, the great state.
Oh, right. So anyway, what I really am asking is you're on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, so it's 7:30 here, 10:30. It's mid-morning where you're calling from.
Yeah.
It's just got that the station has so much energy that it's like a late night show rather than an early morning show.
Come on. Come on, man.
It's great to talk to you again, and to talk to you about a new show that I'm a part of that I think will interest your audience. It's
Absolutely.
a Weird Mother. It's all about aliens and coming to Earth, and did they come, and will they come, and have they come? On this Friday evening from 8 to 10 on the History Channels. And that's what I thought I'd talk to you about.
Okay, I got it, man. I got it. I want to ask you some questions about it, too. But before we get into that, we are celebrating Black History Life. Some people call it Black History Month. And I think one big stride that was made in Hollywood is when Nichelle Nicole became named Lieutenant Uhuru on Star Trek years ago, and I just hoping maybe you could say some great words about working with her and what it was like having her as a black woman.
A beautiful lady,
Absolutely
charming and a wonderful actress, and she was just delightful. That was a long time ago, and she I see her every so often, or did see her every so often on when we'd appear on the same shows or be in the same city, but a lovely lady, and I really thought so highly of her.
How groundbreaking was it at that time to have her have such a lead role, being a black woman in America, in Hollywood at that time?
It probably was, it just didn't, I didn't see her color. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything special or different to me, and that on the stage, nobody noted anything different. It was just another actress. Mm-hmm. So the fuss that was made later on, I wasn't aware of really when doing it, and the fact that you all these years later, you mention it. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
But I wasn't aware of it then.
Yeah, if you were a little black kid like me watching TV in the 70s, and you saw any black faces in a major role that wasn't that had them in a diverse role, you thought it was big. You was inspired by it, and so to a lot of folks, to a generation of folks, she means a whole lot. And her role, her being in
I understand. Incredible, kind of lovely beginning, and the whole question is something that I've been dealing with for a long time. But at that moment, when we kissed and had a relationship, I just all I saw was this beautiful lady.
Did you say y'all had a relationship?
Well, in the we had a relationship, but that doesn't necessarily mean we popped into bed. But Uhura and Captain Kirk flirted with each other. For 3 years. Yeah.
This dude William Shatner.
Well, you were looking for something. You were looking for something else.
No.
A headline, Captain Kirk and Uhura. Yeah. But no.
Okay, William Shatner here, man. I love this guy.
I have a question about that because you mentioned years and different things, but you guys, Star Trek, you guys were doing the future, and we saw it as this futuristic event every single week. But could you imagine at the time what television has turned into now, and does that just blow your mind what the future has become in television and how we watch it?
Yeah. Well, I'm sufficiently old enough to have come from live television. I was in something of the beginning, and as you get older, and you look in the mirror, you don't see your face aging. And one day you're in a bad light, and you look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe how old I am." but that incidental aging process is you don't notice, and so that's the way change is. If change is very slow and very incremental, you don't kind of notice it. So I evolved out of live television, and then it became film television, and then it became and who knew? If only one could know that 10 years, 5 years from now, such and such was going to happen. Well, you'd live your life differently, or do something about the fact you had this knowledge. But nobody knew, and nobody knows where everything is going, except the guy at Tesla.
Yep. Keep that investment in Bitcoin.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. William Shatner is with us. He got the new History Channel upcoming 2-hour special. William Shatner Meets Ancient Aliens premiering Friday, February 12th at 9 p.m. He also hosts and produces the History Channel, The Unexplained. It's an all-new titled The Power of Gold episode airing this Friday. Friday
next Friday.
Next Friday.
Unexplained a week from this Friday, the Ancient Aliens 2-hour this Friday, and then back to the Unexplained, great show on Friday after at 9:00. But that's the following Friday. A little confusing. I'm sorry about that, but Ancient Aliens this Friday, 8:00 till 10:00 on History Channel. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I'm here for you, brother. Tracy G, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I have two things, Mr. Shatner. One, when you were just discussing aging and change and everything like that, somehow it took me to a tweet I saw of yours recently where you was able to put a troll in their place. I don't know if anyone saw this, but William Shatner tweeted to somebody, "You poor, dear, misunderstood troll," and you even had a great emoji of choice. I had to applaud you for that. But social... Very well played, sir. And obviously, you have worked in a time prior to social media. You're working in a time with social media. Were you ready to handle the amount of trolls that can come to you here on these platforms?
Again, something that's up on you. There's this thing called social media, and you can talk to somebody or communicate, and then the question is, what are you communicating, who? And suddenly, and it's taken us all in the last, say, 5 years by surprise. And then all of us.
Did he go out?
That was a hell of a cliffhanger.
Damn, man. Right when he said it, all of us. His phone
Beat me
out,
up,
man.
Scotty.
Yo, that's the real last,
No, that's
film
Hollywood,
star.
baby. That's right there. He knew how to go. We went to a commercial break, a Star Trek commercial break right there. My gosh.
He
William
probably
Shatner.
still talking, too.
Yeah.
Right, Heather.
Oh, the line it just went all the way out, guys. It's just.
Damn.
Yo, but can we just, he'll call back. I have faith he'll call back. OQ will get him back, I'm sure. Someone will get him back. That's William Shatner. But don't you enjoy listening, talking to these legendary folks, these classic guys, and just getting their take on things?
His voice is so nice, too. He has a
Very
nice
soothing.
voice.
He narrates the programs he's speaking about, and that's one of my favorite parts about it is his narration, because his voice is so soothing. Let's see if we could get him back real quick, and then I'll open up the phone lines.
Yo,
too.
he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before in the episode. Like, he's just down, yo.
Yeah, that's T.J. Hooker, kid. Come on,
I
man.
know, that's right.
Come on, man. What we talking about? What was the
TJ
other one?
Hooker.
Boston Legal. He was killing it on. I think I got him back.
Oh, he was on Boston Legal.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, something happened. I think they beamed you up at the wrong time.
I was talking about communication, and then suddenly lost communication, which is what happened. I mean, you conduct a presidential campaign on Twitter, and nobody sees you, but you're twittering, and people are, oh, really? And then one day you can't do Twitter, and you lose your whole campaign. Like I'm talking to you about ancient aliens on Friday at 8:00 on the History Channel, and suddenly the phone line disappears, and that's how jeopardized everything is electrically. If I was with you in a room and we were talking about this subject, I'd be able to reach you, touch you, talk to you. But we're removed 3,000 miles, and yet my voice is there. So the whole thing is weird as it progresses. This whole modern civilization, it evolves slowly, and then all of a sudden something happens, like the telephone, the portable telephone, and the whole civilization has changed. And that's what all of us are living right now. No, we mosey along and don't have much happen, and all of a sudden there's an invention like the computer or the mobile telephone, and everybody's life has changed. And that's what's going to happen more and more rapidly as time goes on.
William Shatner, I love that, man. Breaking down life. Listen, I want to talk about the Sumerian ancient civilization.
Sumerian?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was watching. Well, here's the thing. Like, I watched the episode, The Power of Gold. And it's ironic that I've been having these conversations that gold can be found out in outer space, that gold came from somewhere else, that gold...
Isn't that weird?
That's so weird. And it's a result of blasts that have taken place in outer space, and the many metals have come to Earth from outer space. And
everything has come from outer space. Water has come from outer space.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a notion that gold has special cosmic powers to it. This is why we're so attracted to it. This is why it doesn't rust. This is why, you're supposed to have more clarity if you got gold around your body, around your neck. I know the Sumerian civilization has been credited as the creators of civilization, including the first language, and that scientists have been baffled trying to decipher this language. And they feel like there's a lot of secrets to the planet that is in this language. These folks allegedly claim to have had relationships with extraterrestrial beings. I'm not mistaken here, Mr. William Shatner.
No, you're doing really well.
Okay.
The not the secret, but the mystery of what we're talking about is our little planet around essentially a small sun in a somewhat average galaxy. All those things are by the billions of billions in the universe. So we're not anything special. In fact, we're probably in a minor league. Who's in the major leagues out there? Who's got the big inventions? So, we think the universe is 11 billion years old, but we don't know. The other thing you got to realize is that we really don't know anything. We think we know, but there is this cloak, this black cloak around the universe called dark matter. And apparently it's in like 95% of the universe, and we don't know what it is. So it's like breathing air. What the heck am I breathing? What is air? Think about it. There's mysteries all around us. We don't know what it is. We don't know why we're alive and how we're alive. We don't know. Why are we here? What did we do? Where are we going? How is it we breathe and talk? How is it we invented that mobile phone? What are we looking at when we have a telescope? What are we looking at? We don't know.
Now, William
Is
Shatner.
that weird?
Well, yeah, well, it raises a lot of questions when I watch this, and we don't have the answers as well. But Zecharia Sitchin, who was an author not only he wrote the book The 12th Planet, scientist that had claimed to be able to decipher the language of the Sumerians.
I love it. Now, that's strange that you should talk about the Sumerians and language, because for some reason, and maybe the reason is I intuitively knew that you and I were going to talk. I've been reading books on the origins of language.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And the Sumerians were way up the line. They were. That's only like about they're about 5,000 BC, about 7,000 years ago. The language that was spoken up north of Turkey, up in the steppes of Russia, and those people came down and invaded, spoke an original language that has infiltrated all of our most of our languages in the northern hemisphere, from Latin to French to German to Polish to English to all those languages, many, many more, about 40, 45 languages or more, have come from this original language, this proto-language. Mm-hmm. They don't know what it was. They don't know what the words were, but by delving into all the languages that we know about and finding words that we don't understand, and how do they get into the language? Why is thumb spelled Thumb? What's the B doing there? we begin to discover that there was other rules of language that preceded Latin, and it is so weird and strange,
yes.
and it offers such a mystery that it needs to be talked about.
And you talk about it so well. When you guys watch William Shatner Meets Ancient Aliens, then you watch the Unexplained series the following week, you understand where I'm coming from. I want to ask you a question, but before I do, we got Chris from Ohio on the line. Grand Risings, Chris.
Hey,
Chris from Ohio.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Had to be Tracy G. Sway. William Shatner, I appreciate it. But I'm riding and I'm hearing everything, and I'm just like, it's definitely something there, because I can't. So I called because when he was talking about the gold, and I definitely can relate to that, because a family member of mine has cancer, and they've been talking about this for years, and he was able to get this. It's a gold fountain that you, like a thermos that you drink out of, but his is not gold. His is bronze. He can't afford the gold one, but he was just talking about like how it is. He can't do the chemo, and so he was just saying like, it's ways like to heal your body through the gold one is even better. Like I say, he has the bronze one, but it's like when he was saying that, and then another thing when he was talking about the language and everything. I truly believe, just from my research, is from like the Yoruba people, but I think he's onto something, but it's just not, it's not said all the way, but it's definitely healing methods and all type of things within that. Absolutely, I agree.
You agree?
That's all I wanted to say.
No, absolutely. There's some people.
You're talking about the mystery of all those things, the mystery of gold. I'm sure that your relative who's ill should follow the doctor's medication. I think that's extremely important. But there are strange cures that may very well come from the mind-body connection, for example, the way the mind controls the body. And we don't know what the mind is. We don't know what consciousness is until we lose it, and then we're dead. But we don't know anything about that. But the way the mind can cure the body is so strange and mystical. There have been all kinds through history, even, today, this morning, somebody is being strangely cured of something, and doctors are scratching their heads saying, how did that happen? Because we don't know. there's a few things we do know, but mostly we don't know. And what your listener is talking about is these weird things that he has seen in language, in metal, and but mostly the weird things come from our mind.
But I also think, and that sounds absolutely like wonderful, great. But I also think the reason we don't know because things don't get passed on through our lineage line like it's supposedly because I made that statement and I was like, what is our purpose? I was like, what there's no guidebook to this life, but then it was like it is, but we just don't know it because it hasn't been. It's people that know it information, but it's not. You won't just get it just anywhere, but it is knowledge out here, and it's here. You just have to know the right people. And so, like what you were saying was so on. It was like I can see you was like at the tip of the iceberg, and I was like, it's almost like he's not conscious of it, but you definitely have something there. But I just wish people like do their research and because it is real. You can heal your body, and just like you said, he should listen to the doctors, which is true. But it's a lot of physicians in my family, and this person is doing better than anybody expected, and it's just from the different things he's done, and and it's not through medications. And like I say,
hey, Chris, Chris, I feel you, man. Chris, you passionate about this conversation, and I think that's more the reason you should watch William Shatner on the History Channel. Meets Ancient Aliens Friday at 9 p.m. And then the following week, The Power of Gold is going to blow your mind, brother. You're a citizen, Chris. You're a citizen.
That's way in the morning.
Before we go, William Shatner, in your Power of Gold episode, you spoke about Zechariah Sitchin, who had claimed to be able to decipher the Sumerian language, where many couldn't. And in it, he said what he learned is that they believe there was a 12th planet called Nibiru, in which people had, which extraterrestrial or beings had came from Nibiru in order to mine gold out of this planet. And I wanted to ask you, what do you believe about that, or do you feel it's just a theory?
The mystery for me, and I'm old enough to think I better solve that mystery very quickly. But you never do. I mean, what I've got to think is we go through our lives and we wonder, why am I here? What am I doing? What's on the other side? And you have all those questions like that gentleman was talking about, and everybody seeks an explanation, and you got the Butu and another, the 12th planet, and everybody's seeking an explanation because surely there's got to be an explanation. But what if there's no explanation? What if things just are? And there's no explanation. I mean, our human minds think, well, there's got to be an end. The universe is going somewhere, so there has to be an end. There's got to be a fence, a barrier somewhere, the end of time, the end of the universe. But what if there isn't? I mean, we can't imagine that. What if there's no explanation? We just are, and the explanation will never be ours. And all we can do is have faith. There's something out there, and we believe in that, but we don't know, and it's so hard not to know because everything else we know. Oh God, we got a computer, we got that's that explanation, but we don't know what life is. We don't know why the amino acids all got together and suddenly life was struck. We don't know. We might be able to create a life form in a laboratory, but we don't know. We've only recently discovered that trees are communicating with each other. Mm-hmm. Low level. We know that they would give off pheromones when they were attacked by bugs, and downwind the other trees would ratchet up their defenses. But what we've discovered now is that they're communicating low-level electrical impulses along the very lines, the very lines where mushrooms grow. There are all these little vines underground that when it rains or when the conditions are right, suddenly magically mushrooms spring up. But it isn't magic. The material for mushrooms and where they grow is there. Along those lines, the trees are using them for low-level electrical impulses, and they're talking to each other. That's part of the connection of all of humanity to all of the earth. The earth is totally communicating. Mm-hmm. We just don't know it. We're so apart from the rest of the functioning earth that we're not aware. We humans are not aware. And every so often, another human who's got the same curiosity we're talking about listens in and says, "My God, those animals are communicating." Or that tree is if you play music for plants, they grow better. How the hell is that happening? Everything is connected. We're all the same. And that's a truth that people find hard to believe. It's all out there, man. It's all filled with curiosity and lack of answers, but the curiosity, some of which we examine on the Unexplained on the History Channel, and then there's the whole mystery of life in outer space. Are there things out there? Have they come here? Have they visited? We don't know. We think we know. There are incidences like the Navy fighters that their cameras this past year saw objects that they released on the air. Did you see those things?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't believe that one, though, bro. I didn't fall. I'm just going to be 100. I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Williams fun.
He was doing good, but I'm just saying, I didn't believe those. But go ahead.
What do you mean you don't believe it? It was on camera.
Oh, man. You of all people, you work in Hollywood.
You're looking at it saying, I don't believe it. Come on.
Come on. You work in Hollywood. You kissed aliens.
So
that was
weird,
on camera.
Man. It's out there.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, man, let me say this, though. You got the best voice. I thought it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I think he just won up Neil deGrasse Tyson with this voice.
It's turning me on.
I got into a really big argument just for fun with Neil deGrasse Tyson in his building in New York. I was doing an interview of him, and we got into this thing. And it was so much fun about how he's telling us, and this planet goes there, and the stars over there. And I'm saying, Neil, how do you don't know that? You think you know that? Everything is covered up with this black matter and black energy. And he says, well, we got a little. And no, you don't. And we got into it, and it was so much fun. And in the end, he recognizes we really don't know anything, and that makes you angry, really. I mean, after all the science and money we're putting into science, we don't know. That's terrible.
That's why the trees are more at peace than us. They're not trying to be like God.
Yeah. Well, you watch Ancient Aliens. I get into arguments and discussions with these experts on Ancient Aliens. It's Friday, this Friday at 8. I think it's 8 to 10 on the History Channel. Then ordinarily it's from 8 to 9, and then my show, The Unexplained, is from 9 to 10 on the History Channel on Friday. But this Friday, it's a 2-hour Ancient Aliens, all about this. Just exactly what we're talking about with experts. And I'm trying to argue with the experts, and they're arguing with me, and it's really bloody fun. And then the following Friday, a week from this Friday, it goes back to an hour for the Ancient Aliens from 8 to 9 and the Unexplained from 9 to 10.
William Shatner, it's always great having you on the show. It's always great having you on the show. Okay, and I'll be watching it again.
Delightful. Thank you. You guys are blessed, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We hope the same, sir. Be safe. Take care. And until next time, my friend. Until next time.